Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen, for the final episode of Sonic the Hedgehog 4?
Since there's not going to be a Sonic 4 Episode 3.
Damn right.
The sake would be like, you guys want another Sonic Boom game, right?
No shit.
Well, I don't know, even Roger Craig Smith was playing... What was that new one? Fire and Ice?
Yeah.
It's called? And he said it wasn't terrible.
That's good, I guess. So, this stage, Gravity is kind of in a state of perpetual fuck you. And, the actual stage itself exists. It exists. There's no enemies in it aside from Robotnik and Metal Sonic. Otherwise, it's just giving you an opportunity to collect a whole bunch of rings before you fight the bosses.
I noticed the video doesn't really, rather, your computer didn't really like all the turning. Bit choppy.
It was fine when I was playing it back. I watched the video after I recorded it, and there wasn't any chop, so it might be your computer getting bitchy about having so much shit open while it's trying to play the video and record.
Could be.
But, anyway, this boss would be kind of annoying if it wasn't for, you know, Super Sonic. So Metal Sonic just floats back there and throws those giant exploding spheres at you. Robotnik exists purely to get in your way. And he can still knock Super Sonic around. It just doesn't hurt you, obviously. Fortunately, it does not take much to end the fight. I think it's only 3 hits on Metal Sonic, and they both retreat.
I was gonna say, yet another boss that's mostly just long and drawn out.
Yeah, that one was actually blissfully short.
Only because you're Super Sonic.
I mean, granted, it would have been harder as regular Sonic, but not any longer, per se.
Well, as regular Sonic, you'd have to worry about actually getting hit.
Yeah. Nope.
Metal Storm.
The thing about this is the being upside down reverses your controls, which is a little outside the norm, and it kind of threw me off a bit. But this section right here in particular, there is a trap at the top of this shaft. Basically, when you get up to the top of that platform, the gravity shifts and dumps you into a bed of spikes. There's almost no way to get around it. And I am desperately trying to avoid that trap. As you can see, it's not working out too well. Like, I try this several times, and Tails just keeps dumping me back down here. And then I hit that spike pit, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm just going to do this instead. But then Super Sonic's physics start fucking with me. Because I let go of the control stick when he hits the spring, and he has no momentum if you're not holding the D-pad. Like in Sonic 1, or Sonic 4 Episode 1. And then that happens. I'm just like, okay, fuck it, I'll take it. I got around the trap, not as I intended, but whatever.
This game.
This game. Still better than the first part. I mean, I will grant you, it's a low bar, but...
I was gonna say, a shot in the arm is probably better. I think the problem is a lot of this game feels like it's just kind of filler.
Yeah, some of it, definitely.
Like, this level, like, it's gone on for...
Oh, but hold that thought. You didn't think we'd get through a sequel to Sonic CD without racing Metal Sonic, did you?
By the way, I have a remix of Stardust Speedway.
Yes.
My question is, why didn't you turn super here?
Well, I thought I'd give it a fair shot to see if I could beat him legit, and then I screwed that up. And at this point, I'm just like, you know what? If I don't turn super, he's probably going to kill me. So, I go super and chump him the rest of the race.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And it ends about as you would expect.
So, but like, if he beats you to the end, it's not like you have to run into that thing unless the game forces you to.
That pretty much forces you to.
Sonic just skids to a halt in front of electric closed door and just stands there like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just stand here forever.
So, final boss time. There's a mean trick to this final boss. As it turns out, it doesn't happen 100% of the time, but he's got an anti-supersonic field, if you will. A lot of the time, if you turn super while he's off-screen, he will throw up a barrier that you can only break with the tag team spin dash, which obviously turns off supersonic. And if you break that barrier and then go super again, he will put it right back up.
Sega would be like, okay, well, you know, you can't cheese it today. Not this final boss.
And by the way, I played this for so long that this music was stuck in my head for like 2 days. I mean, I kind of like the tune, don't get me wrong, but it is really repetitive and it drove me to the brink of insanity.
That sounds like most of the music in Sonic 4, though.
Fair.
Like a 30-second melody, except repeated endlessly.
So, it's like a giant, shit, what's the word I'm thinking of? Well, obviously Robotnik is flying a giant mechanical heart for some reason, but...
It's like that thing.
I can't think of the term for the device I'm trying to compare this to.
That thing. That mega thing.
Somebody out there knows what that is.
The fuck is a Sambo flange?
Whatever it is, get your foot off the blasted thing. And then things go sour.
Well, you don't have to worry about turning super now.
Indeed. It's all downhill from here, my friend.
Oh well, we're sitting here waiting for the final boss to finally be over.
It's,
Yeah, we got some time.
a dynamo, maybe? So, I get completely caught up here, and it just... Well,
Shit happens.
shit happened.
I should probably resync my laptop with Google.
And this is the beginning of the end right here. Things get more complicated as the fight progresses, and there's only one safe place to stand on the inner ring at this point, which I can't get to. And, well...
What? Oh. It's my phone telling me, hey, you logged into your laptop.
That's... well, okay.
Well, Chrome's
Yeah, I figured.
Yes, this was in fact me.
So this opening area, there are rings scattered all over the place, and it's really fucking tough to tell where you're even at because of how it flips around. Like, I think right there where that ring box is just above the starting point. But things go considerably better this time around, at least.
Alex, change this music, I swear to God.
It is getting kind of repetitive, yeah.
I was pretty okay after the first 30 seconds.
So this dynamo thingy, the first hit is free, basically, as long as you're not stupid and don't jump directly into the freaking spikes underneath the heart. None of the electric panels are operating.
At least one hit.
Of course, he throws you all over the place every time you hit him, so even if you are supersonic, it's wasting your rings. Second hit is pretty simple. There's not much going on, and as long as you're not playing like a fucking retard, it's easy to get around the obstacles.
Trigger warning, by the way.
Yeah, not politically correct. I don't give a damn.
I'm trying to decide if I was actually being facetious or not, though.
So am I.
I'm not entirely sure.
That makes two of us.
Anyway, back. More mailbag.
Mailbag, okay.
When did I figure out I was asexual? Well, I realized I fucking hate people, and all I really want out of a relationship is like a really good friendship without all the weird emotional baggage.
That's a good ideal. I can't argue with that.
Except the part where all human interaction comes with that emotional baggage.
Well, you're not wrong. Here's that barrier, by the way, which is technically a part of the fight's normal progression, but if you abuse Supersonic, he just does it willy-nilly. Anyway, continue.
I'd rather just, like... We need to invent robots that are meant for human interaction so I can just be friends with robots all the time instead.
That's not a bad idea.
It'd be much easier.
Oh, and watch this slick-ass maneuver.
Well, I thought you were gonna, like, zoom right into some electric fence action there. It's over, go home.
Yep, that's it. Game is over. You get one more little cutscene and then credits.
Next question is, but they made 2 other Final Fantasy Tactics games? I'm sorry, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I literally have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know what universe you're living in, but in the one I live in, there's only one. Walker, do you just hate Alex's jokes or what?
I don't hate Alex's jokes. I have this strange sense of humor.
So he hates my jokes, basically.
I think Alex is hilarious, but I think it's hilarious to react to everything at face value. So when I get on Alex's ass after he makes a stupid joke, I found the joke absolutely freaking gut-busting, but I find it even more hilarious to act as if I fucking hated it.
You know what that just makes me do? Not want to tell jokes.
I know, and I'm sorry. It's a reflex action.
Speaking of reflex action, it came up on Kotaku the other day, and in parentheses here, I know. I assume that means I know it's a Kotaku article.
Uh-huh.
But do you guys have any character creation quirks? I'm assuming that means tabletop-wise? Unless we're talking about any game with character creation? In which case, no. Actually, no to both, really. I don't have it. Well, the only quirk I can think of only really applies to D&D 3.0 and all its offshoots. And that's if I pick an exotic weapon, I go as far as exotic as I possibly can. Because otherwise, what's the fucking point?
That's fair. That's a good point. I don't really have any particular quirks in that regard, except that I have a propensity for making female characters in absolutely everything I play. To the point where I have forced myself to make male characters on the occasion just so I am not constantly making female characters. It's like, you know what? There are enough females in this party. I am going to be the odd one out for a change and make a dude.
Well, I don't know about Spin's thing, but I don't recall that really being much of a thing in any of the D&D games we've done.
I can name one male D&D character that I've had while in your company. Out of a number of D&D games we've played.
And that's a lot, because all the ones we play end up lasting for like 4 weeks.
But yeah, I do make a lot of fucking female characters. So yeah, that is my quirk. Like, even in video games, I make female characters constantly.
As far as video games go, not really. I just kind of make what I make. I don't really have, like... Well, I have one kind of go-to created character, but I don't do it all the time.
Well, that was the end of the game, and we had this nice little cutscene of the Death Egg Mark II going dark after Sonic blows it up. Makes you wonder what happened to the little planet, but we're never going to find out. Next time, something else.